Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Myself Dr. Maimuna Azir. By profession I'm a physiotherapist, and today I'm going to deliver a lecture on the subject of medical physics. And the topic which we are going to study today is effect of nerve impulse. In the last lecture we studied about accommodation, and in today's lecture we will learn about effect of nerve impulse. Now when a nerve impulse is generated at different levels at the nerve cell or at the axon, what actually happens? So let me just draw it. For example, as you know that this is a nerve cell, these are dendrites, cell body, nucleus and axon. Now the situation is what actually happens when a nerve impulse is generated at different levels. When a nerve impulse is generated at nerve cell or end organ, at the nerve cell or end organ, what will happen? For example, nerve is generated at this level or the end of the nerve. What will actually happen? It will flow in just one direction. For example, it is initiated at here, it will flow in this direction. It is initiated at here, it will flow in this direction because it was the end of the nerve. But what actually happen if we find some points, if we find different areas and location for the nerve impulse generation? For example, a nerve is initiated at this level or at this level. So at this point, it will flow in both directions. So it will be really easy that it can flow in both directions when it is applied at some points. Now moving towards the next point, what actually happens when we are stimulating sensory nerve and what happens when we are stimulating motor. When a sensory nerve is initiated or stimulated, downward traveling does not have any effect because the sensory nerve is initiated from the receptors, the messages goes to the brain. And when the motor nerve is initiated or stimulated, the upward traveling is not effective, the downward traveling is effective because the muscle will be contracted, or muscle will have that contraction because of that downward tracts. So when the sensory nerve is initiated, the upward is having the effect, upward tract is having effect, while downward is having no effect. So you are applying the current on the sensory nerve and the messages will go towards the brain, and these messages will produce some kind of results in the brain. And what will be that? For example, when we are using the long duration current with constant intensity, for example, we are having some durations and we are applying that long duration current with a constant intensity to the sensory nerve, what will happen? The brain will experience that stabbing sensation. Brain will help body to experience that stabbing sensation. But when that long duration current is reduced to 1 millisecond or less, what will happen? That stabbing sensation would be converted into prickling sensation or mild prickling sensation. So this is how, by changing duration, you can change the type of sensation the body feels. The next thing is what happens when we are stimulating motor nerve. The upward tract is not effective because the muscle is in the downward part, and the muscle will be supplied by that nerve, and the contraction will occur in that muscle. So when the impulse is initiated in the motor nerve, all the signal will go to muscle, and in result contraction will occur. So this is how effect of nerve impulse is being produced, and this is how they give some results.